All right, welcome back to the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Rich Walsh for Bob Pompiani tonight. Hockey season is over in Pittsburgh, but Sidney Crosby still has a chance to bring home some hardware. He is one of 3 finalists for the Hart Trophy, which will be announced June 19th at the NHL Awards Show in Vegas. And speaking of the Penguins, they're going to be making some moves here at some point. There's been reports out there. Josh Yohe from The Athletic said that maybe Evgeny Malkin could be one of those guys. Do you think, other than Sidney Crosby, maybe Matt Murray, do you think everyone else is available?
I don't think Jake Gensel's available. Let's remember that, like, Gino also has, no trade clause. He's have to approve anywhere he would go. So this would have to be like a breakup by mutual decision here. So I don't know. That's a tough one. Look, he's a guy, I was talking to Matt Cullen about this about a month ago, and he said, guys, when they get to 30, they have to make a decision on how they want to play. And he talked about how he adjusted his game after 30 to kind of fit his eroding physical skills. And I don't know if Gino, you saw him in the playoffs. He's a guy who still thinks he can sort of walk through the zone whenever he wants. He can, but he can't do it all the time anymore. And you got to wonder, is that what you want to build around? You still got a lot of money due to him for, another half decade? I think other teams could certainly use him. But I just wonder if he's going to fit this system when the Penguins talk about playing the way that they want to play, playing the right way, to use a Sullyism. Is he a part of that? I don't know. I mean, it's feasible that I could see him gone next year.
Yeah, I don't think they're ready to divorce themselves from Malkin. I don't even think they're going to be ready to divorce themselves from Letang. And I think it makes a lot of the conversation immediately after the loss to the Islanders moot. We're talking about either the leopard changing its spots or you need to change the leopards. And I think that might see these Penguins go the way of the Steelers of the 70s in the sense that there's just too much loyalty and attachment to the players. And the players, kind of like what Will is saying, I don't think are ever going to want to change their games because they're going to the Hall of Fame as a result. And it might require Sullivan allowing them to be a team that thinks about scoring goals all the time, but finding a way to implement the structure that they had when he first got here. Like, I think one thing that people always say about structure and Sullivan is, like, they think that means the Devils of the 1990s or something like that. It doesn't. Like, there was structure from Sullivan when he first got here as coach. He made the players listen when it came to getting the puck out of their end defensively, through the neutral zone and into the offensive end. There was structure to their forecheck. That's the kind of structure that needs to be re-implemented, maybe not having these guys learn how to play like the Islanders.
How can you re-implement something if the players aren't listening to what you're saying? That's the big thing right here. I don't think Malkin goes. I don't think anybody goes. I think your best case scenario, not best case, maybe what likely will happen is the head coach will go. First of all, this is the NHL. No coach is ever safe whether you won 2 Stanley Cups in the past 3 years or whatever it was. So you're not going to force, especially star players, and I've seen this with the Steelers, you don't force star players to listen to your coach because you know what? They don't listen to him. And once they start not listening to him, it's over because you can't do anything.
Malkin's going to have a blonde mustache by the end of next year.
No, they're going to trade him to the Kings for a 3rd and a 5th.
Well, I think Sullivan will get a job in about 10 seconds if he ever gets fired.
Well, he sure he would, but Mark's right, though, right? I mean, like, coaches erode here so fast. Look at Bilesma, Terry, and Mike Johnston even got off to a great start, and they didn't hold the buy-in.
Well, here's my question to you, Tim, then. What needs to change? They could end up being the next Chicago Blackhawks, LA Kings, if they don't change.
They probably will. That's why I drew the analogy that I did to the great Steeler teams of the 70s. They're going to have a hard time getting rid of these guys because they know what it means, especially at the gate, to keep them. Because in a lot of ways, Penguins fans are loyal to the numbers, the names in the back of the jerseys as much as they are on the front.
And the flip side of this, in a salary cap, they're going to pay these guys probably more than what their actual value is on the ice as the years go on. And they're not going to be able to. They might not be able to trade some of these guys because they're making too much, and they're honoring them for what they did in the past. And that's a tough road to hoe. And I think that's exactly what happened with the Blackhawks, and that's what happened with the Kings.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, they set themselves up to have the same team coming back because they wanted it back next year, and now they're kind of stuck in a lot of ways to move guys.
All right, we're saving our best for last. The Buccos, they lose their 8th straight today, losing again to the LA Dodgers, getting swept 2 series in a row. We're going to break it all down coming up next, so stay right there.